Good morning, Central Oregon and beyond. This is Josh coming at you with episode 3 of On the Stoke, my new podcast about sports and outdoor world here in Central Oregon, everything to do with like our local community and growth and change and all those beautiful things. And this is the first ever episode. Hopefully, if you're watching this on YouTube, that will be videotaped. Hoping to do that going forward. They will continue to be filmed, so there's just another platform for you to check it out on, and you can see our beautiful smiling faces and the wonderful smorgasbord of beer I decided to bring with us today. Joining me today is my good friend, my brother in arms, coworker, Ben's best bartender, president of the local Outrigger Canoe Club, Todd Steinbach. How you doing today, bro?
Oh, I'm doing great, man. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for being here.
First podcast ever. So
first podcast ever. All right, we're cracking your virginity. I like it.
Popping that cherry.
Heck yeah. So, like I said, you're a man of many different titles. I know you've been living in Bend, what, 6.5 years now?
Actually, I'm coming up on 6 come August.
6 come August. Yeah. Yep. Cool. Oh yeah, because that's when you started at J-Dub.
Yeah, very fast 6. I cannot believe how much time's gone by.
It has gone by quite a bit. Just for a little backstory on you, I know you've bounced around a little bit. You're from originally Syracuse, New York, but you had a bit of a 3-year plan going there, and you kind of moved around quite a bit. You want to tell us a few of the different places you lived?
Oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, as you said, I'm born and raised Syracuse, New York, upstate New York. So definitely not in the boroughs. I don't have the accent. Got out of there once I graduated college, moved out to Massachusetts. I was in the Boston area for a few years. That's where, I decided, okay, I'm done with the city life. Decided to shoot out, lived out in Hawaii, for just about 3.5 years. Loved it. Then moved on after that, to Chicago, Illinois. So I said I wasn't going to do another big city, but it's crazy the things you do for love sometimes, you know? And, rocked that out, opened up a business or two, followed the Ale Trail all the way out to Oregon. It's always been on my radar, since forever, you know, because I always kind of figured upstate New York was kind of like almost like a sister state area, you know, with the Adirondacks, spending so much time up there, and getting out here is just pretty much, it feels like home. So, well, 6 years later, here I am.
I know it certainly put a kibosh on your 3-year plan, you know, moving
absolutely
to a new place every 3 years. What was it about Bend that kept you around?
Well, honestly, I mean, it's the people, the environment, the 4 seasons of fun. I'm always about relationship building, you know, when it comes down to it. So, you know, coming out here and, you know, have great coworkers, great friends, and just ample amounts of opportunity to have fun, pretty much just hooked me.
Heck yeah, man.
Straight up.
Perfect. And I know, I know your history since you've been here, but for those viewing and listening, I know you started at J-Dub basically right when you moved out here. We've basically been working together pretty much ever since.
Yeah.
But recently, last year, you tied.
I did.
You won Best Bartender in Bend through the Bend Source Weekly program, and I know you've been really good at integrating yourself into the community. And you know, you're not the kind of person that moves here and tries to change it. You've definitely tried to become part of what we do here. What's it been like, you know, being part of that local downtown bartender scene, and especially having the opportunity to win that next year? Well, or this last year, not next year.
You know, I consider it a great honor, honestly. Really, it comes down to it. There's a lot of talent. There's a lot of people that have been in Bend for 10, 15, 20 years. People that have been bartending longer than me. So, I mean, just having the opportunity to, you know, to be even included amongst all of them, it is an absolute honor. And, you know, I consider it an honor, and I love to be a part of this community here.
Oh yeah, bro. Yeah. You going for it again this year?
I mean, we'll see. I mean, you know, I always joke, and I think just the right number of people know how to spell my first and last name. So at the end of the day, you know, if I can repeat that, right. Cool.
Well, maybe I'll actually vote this year.
You know, because I ended in a tie, I do blame anybody who didn't vote. So if there's anything we can take away from it, is that every vote counts. So always remember that.
That matters in a lot of situations.
No matter what you're voting for, every vote counts. Yeah.
So beyond being a bartender in town, you also have found yourself
upside down.
Little technical difficulties there on the video side. We were just using an empty can to prop up the camera. That is all good. We'll just kind of get rid of that. Yeah. We'll just set that there and keep on going, I guess.
Keep on
going with a lower angle for the rest of it. You know, this is what happens when we're doing new things.
Right.
Apologies to the people who are just listening and didn't see any of that happen.
It's classic. This is how you start, it's how you finish, brother.
Exactly. So yeah, beyond bartending in town, you're definitely an outdoor enthusiast and find yourself doing a lot of sports. And within the last couple of years, you ended up being the president of the Bend,
Oregon
Outrigger Canoe Club.
Yes, sir.
As it is.
Yes, sir.
informally known.
Mhm.
How did you stumble across that? How did you get into outrigger canoeing?
Well, I first started when I was living out in Hawaii, as I said. I was in Kona, Big Island, and I just kind of did a couple of business regattas out there. Kind of paddled a little bit, super novice style with the local canoe clubs like Kaitu and at the time Kona Canoe Club, which is now defunct. Unfortunately, didn't make it out of COVID, but yeah, no, I kind of started out there just total novice style and just fell in love with it out on the ocean, and then. Obviously there was a bit of a delay there living in Illinois. And then once I came out to Bend, I was absolutely shocked and dismayed, and pleasantly surprised to find out that there was a canoe club here, going back all the way to 1993 when it started. And so it's got rich history, especially its relation to Kealoha paddles, based here in Bend, Oregon, as well. And I just started paddling with them, and next thing if you show a little bit of enthusiasm and you show up with a pen and a pad of paper, you'll probably be president one day. So here I am.
Hey, there you are. And I feel like, I know the last couple of years have been extremely difficult in terms of trying to run like an outdoor club, just with COVID and
Mhm.
everything else.
Yeah.
I know you guys kind of experienced a few limitations with all that. Have you noticed a significant difference already this year, just in terms of like the way things are going and like what your plans are moving forward with the club?
Oh yeah, hands down. I mean, the excitement level is out of this planet. It is a lot of people. Obviously, I mean, we're not meant to be caged animals.
Yeah.
I don't think really any animal or human is meant to be caged, personally. But yeah, coming out of it, there's a great enthusiasm. There's a lot of people who have moved here to Bend, that have come from other clubs. Or have paddled, or they've got background history in crew or dragon boat or sculling or various other ways, stand up paddling as well, that just look at our boats on the river. We're the biggest thing on the river, and they're
There's
just
a few
like,
passing me today when I was out paddleboarding.
yeah, right, yeah, exactly. And so like people see it, they ask questions, they're like, oh my god, really? So pretty much the same reaction I had when I first moved here. So we're seeing people coming out in droves. The enthusiasm is high.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're driving up interest in it, trying to slowly build the club back. We have our first race on Saturday, first race in 2 years because of COVID. Everything got pretty much dead halted, which is a huge bummer. But the enthusiasm is high, and yeah, I
Awesome.
can't wait to get back out on the water and
Yeah.
start getting competitive again.
And I know you're kind of trying to have two separate sections of the club in a way, the kind of more
Mhm.
leisure section and the competitive section. I know you're obviously on that competitive racing side, but for the people who might be interested, you definitely have just kind of the leisure, come out and paddle every once in a while aspect of the club as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, currently we race, or I'm sorry, we practice about 3 days a week. I did just start up this past week, Tuesday night paddling, um, geared specifically towards recreational, as well as building up a kids program,
Very
otherwise in
cool.
Hawaii known as a keiki program. Now my friend Jen Kay also runs a Bend Youth Paddle Brigade, down near Seventh Mountain area here in Bend. She's heavily involved with trying to introduce paddling of all sorts, whitewater rafting, river safety, river guiding, etc., to kids, that are not otherwise exposed to
Yeah.
such a thing. So really working with her to build that up. As part of that is going to be focused more on recreational as well. So if you ever want to just come out and try it for the first time, or just get a good workout and just meet and hang out with some cool people and paddle an amazing craft on a beautiful river, come check us out.
Very cool.
You
Yeah,
know?
there you go. I mean, that's one of the beautiful things I think living around here. There's definitely no shortage of new and different sports to try. I mean, I know you're recently kind of re-diving into the world of snow sports again.
Yeah.
You had your first spring pass this season.
Yes.
Are you looking to
Yes.
get into seasons pass for next year?
Season pass, I don't know, man. I got to tell you, with how expensive it is,
That's fair.
it's definitely it's a pipe dream. I'm got to play the lottery to win the lottery, so maybe who knows if I can do something like that, maybe. Meanwhile, yeah, I mean, I'll probably end up pulling a weekday pass or something like
Yeah,
that at some
I feel
point.
that. Are
Just,
there any other Central Oregon sports you haven't dived into yet that you're
hmm.
looking towards maybe getting into in the
I,
next year or two?
I mean, honestly, I used to ride my bike, 4 seasons back when I lived in Boston, back when I lived in Chicago. Um, and getting back into biking again, I think would be really cool. Whether it's just basic commuter style, downtown to work, on nice days, on occasion, when I don't have to run to, cash and carry before work.
That does put effect
N-
on it.
yeah, not very, very friendly trying to haul around, boxes of French fries or anything like that on a bike. So, but I like to get up on that, and who knows? I do have a mountain bike. If I could get it tuned up, maybe take some trails
Yeah.
out here. I know there's just
I'm
ample
definitely
amount of
trying to
trails,
get back out on the trails this season for the first time in years.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe tomorrow.
yeah.
We'll see.
Why not? I mean, we got a beautiful week of weather here. Finally summer is knocking at the door, and I think maybe sticking around. So fingers crossed.
Aside from paddling, what's your second most excited thing for the summertime?
For the summertime, honestly, I mean, there's the downtown Bend culture, the shows, everything that's coming to the renamed Hayden Holmes Amphitheater.
Hey, Dottie.
Hanging out with,
we do still have my dog here with me too.
I say hanging out with Dottie's sister, Nakaya, my puppy there. Getting out on adventures, doing lots of camping, at least trying to.
Dottie.
Obviously, coming out of COVID, keeping the restaurant, up and flowing, and taking time off is a little bit of a tough ask, but we got to power through it, make that money, and then maybe sometime in the fall I'll be able to do a heck of a lot more. But summertime, I want to take advantage where I can.
Absolutely, yeah. Definitely looking forward to the camping thing myself. Just get out and spend some time in the woods away from everything.
Oh yeah, well in that case, definitely hitting the BLM lands for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So with that being said, I mean, you've been in town for about 6 years, and obviously Bend is a town that changes quickly and a lot. Especially with COVID, we saw a lot of growth and newcomers. Have you? I mean, being here for the time that you have you noticed a significant difference in the town from when you showed up versus where we're at now, and especially like access to outdoor areas? Have you, what's your perspective been from an outsider who's now more of a local than anything?
Yeah.
What's your perspective been on some of that growth that we've seen?
Yeah. It's always my policy. Anytime I live in a place, I try to fully integrate myself. So try to live, work, breathe, eat, and have fun like a local. So seeing the growth, no, it was I know it was going to be a natural element to it. I have a little bit of a curse where places where I end up going, I stay just ahead of booms like this.
Yeah.
So
now that you're not on your 3-year plan, you're kind of experiencing it.
Now I'm extended. You got me on borrowed time. No, I'm just kidding. No, I've definitely seen a lot of growth just in the relatively brief time that I've been here. Obviously, and I think COVID had a lot to do with that as well.
Definitely.
A lot of people working remotely now. A lot of people that are just trying to get away from big cities. And whether they know it or not, they're helping to kind of change this into a bigger city. Which I will retract and refuse to ever call Bend a city.
I can't do it.
just a big old ski bum town.
Big old town. Yeah.
So yeah, I appreciate the growth. As long as people come with a sense of responsibility in not trying to change the town. Come experience, be part of the increased value of it. Not necessarily, at all financially, because obviously rent's going through the roof, and people are coming from more well-to-do spots and buying places up and making it harder for people like us, to stay here. But as long as you work your butt off and you're part of being positive part of the community, I think we all welcome you.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
Well said.
Yeah.
Shifting gears back towards the bartending beer scene. Obviously, Bend has a flourishing beer town, and you come from a very rich beer history. I know you started a bottle shop out in Boston?
No,
Chicago. Yeah.
Yep.
Bitter Pops.
Yes, Bitter Pops, original beer shop.
And I know
out to them. So if you're in the Chicago area, up in Lakeview, please go check them out. They
absolutely
are incredible beers from all over the world.
And I know when you moved out here, you moved here specifically with Deschutes Brewery plugged into the GPS.
Yep. I followed the L Trail straight to Deschutes, just ultimately that didn't work out. This season that I came in, they moved everybody up. Everybody who works at Deschutes has a tendency to have been at Deschutes and will continue to be at Deschutes for a while. Good on them for having that job security, but didn't quite pan out for me. But instead, I stumbled upon J-Dub downtown, and graciously, I've been there ever since.
So, do you currently have a favorite brewery in Bend? I mean, I know being a bar manager downtown, you don't want to pick too many favorites. So not to put you
Yeah.
on the spot too much, but what beer do you tend to be reaching for in that grocery store aisle?
Oh man, yeah, that is a tough one. I will say, I mean, I
I
gotta
mean,
say,
obviously we got the mix pack going on,
I
but
do appreciate Good Life. You know, they do put out some really great blends. I mean, the G Love special sauce collaboration with Mr. G Love himself is just outstanding. You know, I am a big fan of Boneyard as well. You know,
yeah,
I think their pale ale is amazing. Um, you know, I got my opinions about RPM, but it is what it is.
yeah, we both do. I love
uh,
Boneyard to death. I don't really
yeah,
drink RPM too much ever.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I gotta say, I gotta give some love to the second oldest brewery in town, Bend Brewing Company. You
I
know,
love BBC. Definitely
the
spent a
fact
lot
that
of time
they
there.
play around with sours, they've got, you know, pretty much across the board from, you know, blondes to hefts, IPAs and pales and stouts and porters. Like I really appreciate what they do, and great food too,
Yeah.
and just a really great spot right along the river there downtown.
So to narrow it down and make it even a little harder on you,
Mm.
after a thorough day of paddling out on the river, what beer are you reaching for when you're sitting on the patio enjoying the sunset?
Oh man, that one too, huh? All
Yeah.
right.
What's your current favorite beer in town? I mean, mine changes on a
Mm-hmm.
regular basis based on temperature and
Mm-hmm.
everything else. Currently, my favorite's the Beach Life from Good Life. I love that passion orange guava and those kind of juicy beers in the summertime just hit right. But
Yeah.
Dottie, leave
Yeah.
it.
I gotta.
But
I
yeah,
mean, I gotta say, probably given the weather right now and the drinkability of it, I gotta throw it up to Boneyard Incredible Pulp.
ooh,
Now,
very
blood
good
orange
choice.
extra
Yep.
pale ale. It just hits the spot. It's not too hoppy. It's not too sweet. It's got good fruit element, and you can just crush it.
Big fan of that one.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely. Before we start kind of wrapping up, are there anybody, especially through the paddle club, do you guys have sponsors right now, or is this entirely funded by the members? Or
So right now, currently, yeah, we are a 501c7 social club.
okay,
So it is a nonprofit organization. We depend heavily and mostly upon membership dues, which everything can be found at, you know, www.bendoutrigger.org.
perfect.
All that's listed out for you.
I know you guys also have an Instagram if people want to check that out.
Yep, we got Instagram, Facebook. We're on
What's
pretty
the
much all the
Instagram
socials.
handle for anyone looking at that?
That'd be Bend Outrigger.
Ben Outrigger.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yep, absolutely. So
Cool.
yeah, feel free to check that one out. We welcome everybody to come out, but yeah, we are membership driven. As far as sponsorship goes, yeah, I mean, pre-COVID, I had secured one with Hydro Flask. You know, and I've been looking at local breweries such as Boneyard and Monkless. You know, especially with Monkless being
Right next
literally
to you.
right
Yep.
above, overlooking, you know, from their beautiful, beautiful patio. Seeing the boats right there in view, seemed like it was, you know,
Seems
it
like
was
a good fit.
an
Yeah.
absolute hitter.
Perfect. Well, anyone
So
listening who might be interested in have the means of sponsorship for an awesome club activity, definitely go check them out.
yeah, appreciate
Yeah,
that.
absolutely. One last question I'm asking everyone who comes on the podcast this one. In 30 seconds or less, what does Stoke mean to you?
Stoke. Oh man, Stoke is just that get up and go, kind of mood. I've been trying to get up and you know, go for hikes, take puppy for a walk, you know, hit the trails, hit the rivers, you know, with my OC1. I kayak, get out on the river with the outriggers, you know, 3-4 times a week. Stoke is just being excited about life in general and just getting out there and crushing it, because you know, we're 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 not meant to just work, slave away.
Nope.
You got to get out and you got to
Life's
have
about
fun.
living.
Got to live it, bro.
100%.
Got to live
Sweet.
it.
Well, I'm gonna give a couple shout outs to my sponsors real quick. Been working with Good Life a bit. They definitely hook me up with beer from time to time. So thank you guys so much. Mother's Juice Cafe is definitely one of my biggest, most long-term sponsors. Absolutely love you guys. Rooted Hemco, get me my CBD fix on a regular basis for making sure I can continue to play the way that I like to play every day. Definitely got to shout out Blackstrap. They're an awesome local company, all handmade here in Bend. They make a great outerwear or underwear. Underwear, clothing layers, base layers, sun shirts, all that good stuff. Keep your eye out for their 4th of July photo shoot posts. We had a fun time shooting that slip and slide yesterday.
Ooh, can't wait to see that.
Yeah. Of course, J-Dub Bend. both of our employers. They're the ones where we make our money so we can go out and play the way we like to do.
Work hard, play hard, brother.
Yeah, so shout out to all the sponsors. I appreciate all you guys so very much. Solomon Free Ski, you know, they get me my gear right now so I can keep skiing even in June. Because why the heck not? Went up 2 days ago for the summer solstice.
When in Rome, right?
So shout out to all the sponsors. If you want to follow along with me, you can now find me on YouTube officially at Josh Reports, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Josh Reports. Check out my website, www.enjoyeveryday.life. If you want to support me, you can go buy some of my merchandise. I am working on launching a Patreon soon, so stay tuned for that. And most importantly, my friends, Todd, you want to say it with me?
Oh my gosh.
Don't
yes.
forget to enjoy every day, y'all. Peace. Sick. Thanks, dog.
Thank you, brother. It's fun.
Mm.
Ooh, that's good.